Ongoing case between one Rose Florence Wanjiru versus Standard Chartered Bank, the Kenya Bankers Association and the Central Bank of Kenya. The ARD sought to invite members of the public who would like to be enjoined in that case to do so within the next 45 days. The case, which was first filed on the 22nd of July 2003, is billed to be the biggest civil lawsuit in Kenya's history, as it could force the country's 43 commercial banks to refund billions of shillings in charges deducted from their customers over the last 2 decades. Now, if the court rules so, that's of course if the court rules so. Now in studio tonight we have the lawyer who's at the center of that suit, Gichuki Waigwa, who now gives us a feel of what this landmark case is all about. Welcome to the Citizen Business Center. First of all,
thank you.
What's the basis of your case and what exactly are you seeking to achieve for your client?
What we're up against is that Section 44 of the Banking Act provides that no institution, an institution means a bank, shall increase its banking rates or charges without the prior approval of the minister. Now, in the estimation of the plaintiff, particularly to her account, and of course with regards to all other customers, there is no bank that has over the years applied to the minister so that it can increase the charges from, say, 0 to 20. Like when we first got our debit cards, it used to be free. Now they go up to 60. There is no bank that can show that they wrote to the minister, and the minister replied and said, we allow you to increase.
And of course you have the minister in studio, the cabinet secretary, so to speak. So maybe
Yes.
maybe I'll ask him that when we cross to his side. But why has the case taken so long, since 2003?
What happened is that when it was filed in 2003, it was dismissed on technicality in that we had not asked the court to grant us permission to so file the case. But when it went to the Court of Appeal, we were vindicated in the sense that the Court of Appeal stated that we did not require the court to give us permission to file a class action, which it is. Yes.
Are you not worried that this case could open a floodgates of suits against the banking industry, and what impact could it have eventually on the banking sector, in your opinion?
It's not going to open a floodgate. It's already a floodgate. What happens in representative suits is that once we put in the notice that you saw yesterday in the papers, it is inviting anybody who is interested to join, who thinks the banks have taken their money either way. So anybody coming in is joining Rose Wanjiru as a plaintiff, so that if judgment is given to Rose Wanjiru, anybody else who is enjoined within those 45 days may also have his or her money refunded.
So in the interest of those Kenyans that might be interested, of course you've talked about the debit card fees, for instance. Are there other contentious fees that you can tell us about?
It is every fee that bank charges, including interest rates, which are the ones that we talk about on a daily basis. If for instance, the bank gives you a loan for 15%. Normally, the charge document will say that the bank, at its own discretion, will increase that rate. But the law is the law. If it has to increase from 18 to 18, it must ask the sitting finance minister for permission. Otherwise, it's illegal.
All right. I'm just curious, did you pursue any alternative dispute measures to have this matter resolved? And if not, will you be willing to find an alternative way to settle this matter?
When you initiate a court case, what happens is that you have got to write a demand letter to the persons you're suing. We did all that. Of course, no, the defendants did not respond. So over the years, up to the time now we are at, I have written at least 3 to their respective lawyers before even it could reach this stage of inviting Kenyans. But the respective lawyers did not reply.
How has the interest been from Kenyans so far?
Well, after yesterday's advertisement, my offices have been inundated with calls, but it's being handled by the call center that has been set up so that people can get direction as to how we'll proceed hence.
Yes. So of course you've said Rose has invited any member of the public who would like to be enjoined in the case within 45 days. Who exactly qualifies to be enjoined in the case?
Anybody who's ever had a bank account and it feels that the bank ever increased any rate, charge, interest rate without the permission of the minister. Anybody can join, because all we are looking out for is that letter of the minister. And if you remember in 2003, when David Miraria was the finance minister, he talked about this matter in the budget speech. Yes.
All right, thank you so much for letting us in on that case. Gichuki Waigwa, the lawyer representing Rose Florence Wanjiru in the case against 43 commercial banks.